Good evening and welcome to TC Network. I am Tingay Tim Hokip bringing you today's news. Today's top headlines include Mizoram CM not appointed as interlocutor for Manipur peace talks, says Biren Singh. Kuki bodies condemn recent attack on KNO's Kuki army chief, calls for unity. Bangladesh president says interim government will be formed after dissolving parliament. News in details. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh on Monday rejected reports of his Mizoram counterpart Laldu Oma being appointed as an interlocutor for peace talks given the ethnic violence the state. The Chief Minister told the Manipur Assembly that the reports in a section of the media and social media were not true and that the Mizoram Chief Minister would mediate in the Manipur ethnic crisis and the peace talks. Biren Singh said that on the sideline of the NITI Ayog meeting in New Delhi on July 27, he met with Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, Nagaland Chief Minister Neifu Rao, and Mizoram Chief Minister and held casual interactions on a few issues on the northeastern states. During the casual interaction with the Mizoram Chief Minister, I had requested him to visit Manipur. These casual conversations were interpreted otherwise and blown out of proportion, with many saying Laldu Oma has been appointed as interlocutor, he said. The Chief Minister said that the Prime Minister's Office or the Ministry of Home Affairs has the authority to appoint an interlocutor for a certain purpose. So far, no such steps have been taken or discussed, he told the House. An official of Mizoram Chief Minister's officer earlier said that Laldu Oma held a meeting with Union Home Minister Amit Shah in his residence in New Delhi on August 1 and asked him to hold talks with the tribal leaders of Manipur as part of the efforts to resolve the ethnic crisis prevailing in the neighboring state. Due to the ethnic, cultural, and traditional similarities between Manipur's Kuki tribes with the Mizos of Mizoram, the tribal leaders of Manipur held meetings on several occasions in Aizawl with the incumbent Chief Minister Laldu Oma and former Chief Minister Joram Thanga when he was in office and discussed the ethnic violence and the tribal sufferings in the neighboring country. In connection with the attacking of German Haukip, Commander-in-Chief MC, the Kuki in Manipur, apex body of Kuki tribes, had made the following announcements. First, as per the undertakings of Kim and its branches meeting 5/8/2024 at Kim Secretariat, the offenders are asked to confess and submit to their crimes for the health of the community. Second, all village chief and village authority in and around Lamka are requested to investigate this matter in their own villages. Third, the whole community had been stormed upon since 3rd May 2023. Hence, we should avoid perpetrating internal conflicts and should stand unitedly in the days to come. Fourth, by God's grace, there was no death in the August 2 incident, and German Haukip with a big heart has forgiven the offenders who attempted to assassinate him. Kim further requested our leaders to continue to be generous in dealing with our own fellow men in the future as well, and Kim greatly appreciates this honorable deed of IMCNC German Haukip. Kuki in Manipur appeals to all village chief and his council members, CSOs and the general public to work together diligently for the betterment of our community and future, reads the Kim release. UKNA and UPF in its own press release condemned in the highest manner the attack carried out upon KNO Commander-in-Chief T.H. German on the fateful night of 2nd August 2024 at around 7:40 p.m. at Molnom village, Chorchandpur. UKNA says that the attack executed upon a renowned leader in these times of war is taken as working against KNO and that the offender through his actions wishes for the downfall of the whole community. Such offenders who target our leaders are indirectly attacking the public as well as UKNA and shall not forgive such offenders, and that they should be treated one as the enemy. UKNA recognizes KNO Commander-in-Chief T.H. German as a leader with great patriotism and deep love for his community. If anyone in the future decides to harm or kill their leaders or fellow men due to misunderstandings, he shall never be forgiven by UKNA, reads their release. On the other hand, United People's Front UPF says that the attempt to kill a great leader when we have been suffering for 15 long months in the hands of the enemy is greatly condemned, and that the offender wishes for the doom of the whole community. Our leaders have been tirelessly working to safeguard the public and to bring a favorable solution, sacrificing sleep and rest, and that German Haukip had been recognized by UPF as one such great leader. The groundless attack carried out upon him without any accusations or reason is totally condemnable in the highest manner. UPF also sends their words of comfort to the victim, his family, and his men. If anyone continues to scheme this type of things in the future, he shall be taken as colliding with the enemy and shall be treated equally. Let us work together till our demands and pleas are met by the government, reads the release. The village volunteer Eastern Zone is shocked and perturbed by the news and propaganda emanated by some unscrupulous groups and individuals regarding Meitei resettlement demand in Moreh town, Technopole district. In order to maintain peace and security in the hills area in the general and Moreh town in particular, the VVEJ would like to state the following few points. 1. The Manipuri commandos should leave Moreh town immediately as they are not required by the local people. They were sent only to facilitate illegal drugs mafias and their businesses, which are mainly run by Myanmar-based Manipuri militants, also known as VBIGs. Second, the Meitei narco-terrorists or VBIGs have been terrorizing the indigenous Kuki people access to the Indo-Myanmar border for decades in collision with the Myanmar junta by planting landmines in our land, targeting the innocent villagers and the Indian army. Third, the Meitei narco-terrorists residing illegally in Moreh played a very crucial role supporting terrorism against India by funding and sheltering the VBIGs based inside Sagang and Mandalay regions of Myanmar in collision with the Meitei-centric Manipur state government. Ion SBI Moreh branch building is Alixley, a Corcom terrorist leader who has been in charge of the overall financing or funding the VBIGs operating on both sides of the border, due to which the people of Moreh, irrespective of communities, have been complaining and asking to shift the bank somewhere else. Fifth, the Meitei narco-terrorists based in Kangleipak, Eka, Infal Valley should not attempt to mislead their people and the central government with concocted and unrealistic expectations and history of Moreh to suit their whims and fancies. 6. The Constitution of India, Article 371C, guarantees special provision for the hill tribals of the present Manipur state, saying none except the recognized tribals can buy and own land in the hill districts. Therefore, the Meiteis who claim to be residents of Moreh are pure illegal immigrants and refugees. These Meitei narco-terrorists from Infal Valley or Myanmar have no rights to demand for settlement in Moreh. In fact, the government of India should deport the Meiteis from India as they are illegal immigrants from Myanmar, originally known as Kathe people. 7. To prevent further escalation, the Manipur government and its agencies must refrain from trying to implement any plans and policies until the Kuki political issues are settled by the center, failing which the government of Manipur and its agencies will solely held responsible for all consequences. The Eastern Kuki Chief Association Kamjong District expressed its heartfelt gratitude to the commandant and the personnel of 8 Assam Rifles for the selfless and altruistic effort in keeping Kutcha Road and between Kamjong District Headquarters to Molvai village possible and motorable during the rainy season. The EKCA commends the 8 Assam Rifles which action clearing the Kutcha Road of mudslide, debris, rubble and mass blockades due to heavy rainfall, making the transportation and conveyance accessible to the people during rainy season. May the Almighty bless and guide the commandant and the personnel of 8 Assam Rifles in their endeavors. The Supreme Court extended by 6 months the tenure of the Justice Gita Mittal Committee set up to oversee the relief and rehabilitation of the victims of ethnic violence in Manipur. A bench of Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Justice J.B. Pardiwala, and Justice Manoj Mishra extended the term of the panel after it was informed that its tenure ended on July 15. The committee, chaired by Justice Gita Mittal, stands extended by 6 months, the bench said. On August 7 last year, the bench had ordered setting up of the committee of 3 former women High Court judges to oversee relief and rehabilitation of the victims and compensation to them, besides asking former Maharashtra Police Chief Dattatreya Patsalgikar to monitor the probe in criminal cases. The committee was authorized to submit its reports directly to the top court, which is monitoring the cases related to ethnic strife. The panel, headed by former Jammu and Kashmir High Court Justice Mittal, includes Justice retired Salini P. Joshi, a former judge of the Bombay High Court, and Asa Menon, an ex-judge of the Delhi High Court. The 3-member panel was constituted days after the apex court had termed as deeply disturbing the video of women being paraded naked in the state. More than 200 people have been killed, several hundred injured, and thousands displaced since ethnic violence first broke out in the state on May 3, 2023, when a tribal solidarity march was organized in the hill districts to protest against the majority Meitei community's demand for scheduled tribe status. The Naga People's Front (NPF), an ally of the BJP-led government in Manipur, has called on the state government to expedite the Autonomous District Council (ADC) elections. In a statement issued by its General Secretary, Administration, Honrei Hui Kasung, the NPF Manipur State Unit expressed serious concerns over the repeated delays in holding the ADC elections, a situation ongoing since 1970, which has deprived local self-governance rights. The press statement noted that when Manipur was granted statehood in 1972, Article 371C was enacted to provide special provisions for the state. To fulfill this provision, the Indian Parliament enacted the Manipur Hill Areas Autonomous District Council Act of 1971. This act aimed to strengthen Indian democracy at the district and grassroots levels, making it imperative for all authorities, including successive governments, to uphold this constitutional provision. There was a time when the ADC election was postponed for a period of 20 years. The last ADC election was due in 2020 and was supposed to be held in May or June of that year. However, under the pretext of the COVID-19 lockdown, the ADC election has been postponed till that, the NPF stated. Despite the challenges posed by the pandemic, the 12th Manipur Legislative Assembly elections were held in early 2022 and the 18 Lok Sabha elections were recently concluded. Therefore, the NPF argues that the competent authorities must conduct the ADC election to uphold the three-tier system of Indian democracy. The NPF/MSU State Office Bearers meeting thoroughly discussed this matter and decided to appeal to the state government to conduct the ADC election at the earliest possible time. Moreover, the party expressed its appreciation and decided to cooperate with the state cabinet's decision to hold elections for the ADC, Panchayat and municipalities in September 2024. The NPF emphasized that the cabinet's decision must be carried out positively and warned that failing to conduct the said elections would amount to a neglect of constitutional provisions vital for the development of Manipur's hill areas. Chinland government leaders and Jaw Reunification Organization (JORO) held a meeting on Monday at Treasury Square, Aizawl. The meeting was chaired by President of JORO R. Sankawai and Pathanga, Chief Minister of Chinland government, was present. JORO condemns the ongoing conflict between the Chinland government or Chinland Council and the Chinland Brotherhood or Chin National Organization in Myanmar's Chin state and is currently working as a peacemaker between the two fractions. During the meeting today, JORO President R. Sankawai said, "We are brothers and cannot be separated, and we must not fight amongst ourselves. I am certain that God will one day bring us all together in peace." Chinland government or Chinland Council leaders extended their gratitude towards JORO's effort in building peace between the two sections and agreed that they should not be at war with their brothers in Chin state. They also expressed their willingness for a dialogue with the Chinland Brother/Chin National Organization (CNO). Joro states that they will continue to work to resolve the differences between the Chinland government, Chinland Council, and the Chinland Brotherhood or Chin National Organization, and plans to hold a meeting with the two sides to reach an agreement at the earliest opportunity. In a significant operation on August 4, Manipur police arrested two active members of the banned insurgent group KYKL. The suspects, identified as Maibam Rosan Singh, also known as Kisan, aged 38, and Maibam Nauta Singh, aged 36, were involved in multiple criminal activities, including kidnapping for ransom and extortion from local businesses such as stone crushers and mobile shops. During the arrest, Operation seized several items from the suspects, including 4 mobile handsets, a black wallet, an Aadhaar card, Rs 11,950 in cash, and a 4-wheeler vehicle. These items are believed to be linked to their extortion activities. In a related development on August 5, security forces detained Buddha Meitei, also known as Daimal, aged 38, an underground operative of the United Revolutionary Front (URF), from Salungpam Bazaar in Thoubal district. Meitei was allegedly involved in extorting money from various entities including brick farms, educational institutions, government employees, and the general public of Thoubal district. The authorities recovered a pistol with a magazine and 3 live rounds, an extortion demand letter, a 2-wheeler, 2 mobile phones, and 3 SIM cards from Meitei's possession. These items are now part of the ongoing investigation into his extortion network. This arrest marked a crucial step in the ongoing efforts by Manipur police and security force to dismantle militant extortion operations in the region and ensure the safety and security of local communities. India Meteorological Department (IMD) has forecast very heavy rainfall over Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, West Bengal, and Sikkim today. Light to moderate rainfall is very likely over Konkan, Goa, Medha, Maharashtra, West Rajasthan, and East Uttar Pradesh during 2 days. The weather agency has also forecast isolated to scattered rainfall over Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, and Delhi during the week. IMD said very heavy rainfall is also likely over Uttarakhand on 6 and 7 August. Light rainfall with thunderstorms and lightning is very likely over East India during the week. Very heavy rainfall has been forecast at isolated places over Arunachal Pradesh from 7 to 9 of this month. The Indian government on Tuesday convened an all-party meeting chaired by External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar to address the ongoing crisis in neighboring Bangladesh. The meeting follows Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's resignation and subsequent departure amid a violent uprising against her administration. Jaishankar briefed political leaders on the situation and confirmed that India would ensure Hasina's safety after her arrival at Hindon Air Base near Delhi on Monday, ANI reported, citing sources from the meeting. In a post on X, Jaishankar said, briefed an all-party meeting in Parliament today about the ongoing developments in Bangladesh. Appreciate the anonymous support and understanding that was extended. Jaishankar informed the leaders that the central government is in contact with the Bangladesh army and will take appropriate action when necessary. He also said that there are 20,000 Indian nationals in Bangladesh and 8,000 have already returned. The Indian High Commission in Bangladesh remains operational and the government continues to monitor and assist Indian nationals there. The focus remains on protecting minorities as emphasized during the meeting. During the discussion, leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, inquired about India's short-term and long-term strategies. The government acknowledged that the situation is evolving and will be continuously assessed. Gandhi also questioned the possibility of foreign involvement in the crisis. The government assured that all potential angles are being investigated. The crisis in Bangladesh has escalated rapidly, with reports indicating at least 300 deaths and thousands injured amid widespread violence. Hospitals in Dhaka, the capital, are overwhelmed, with Dhaka Medical College Hospital alone treating 500 patients with various injuries, including gunshot wounds. The unrest began as student protests against the government's job quota system and has evolved into a broader uprising against Hasina's administration and the ruling Awami League Party. Following reports of Hasina's departure, celebratory crowds were seen entering government buildings, including the Prime Minister's residence and the Parliament building. There have been reports of looting and vandalism at these locations. In a boost to indigenous missile manufacturing capabilities, the Indian Armed Force has given clearance to public sector firm Bharat Dynamics Limited for the production of 200 Astra Mark 1 air-to-air missiles. The Astra Mark 1 missiles have been developed by the Defense Research and Development Organization with BDL as its production agency. The production clearance to the BDL was given during a visit by the Indian Air Force Deputy Chief Air Marshal Ashutosh Dixit to Hyderabad recently, Indian Air Force officials said. The IAF Deputy Chief had visited the DRDO's Defense Research and Development Laboratory, which is the development agency for the Astra missiles, they said. The approval for the over 29,000 crore project was granted in 2022-23 by the Defense Acquisition Council, and the production clearance has been given for that order now after completion of all tests and developments, defense sources said. The Defense Research and Development Laboratory (DRDL) is the nodal lab for this project. The Astra missiles will be integrated on both the Russian origin Su-30 as well as the indigenous LCA Tejas fighter aircraft after production. The Indian Air Force is helping a lot of indigenous projects for missiles, and 3 to 4 such programs are nearing completion, including air-to-ground missiles. The Astra program is being progressed gradually by the DRDO and IAF, and they are now looking at the testing the Mark II of the weapon system at around 130 kilometers. The plan are also afoot to test and develop a long-range Astra with a strike capability of 300 kilometers. The Aam Aadmi Party will contest the Maharashtra Assembly polls and field candidates on all 36 seats in Mumbai, its leader Preeti Sharma Menon said on Monday. Addressing a press conference here, she also said that Arvind Kejriwal-led AAP was part of the opposition INDI alliance, adding the alliance was for the Lok Sabha polls and will continue to be together at the national level. The AAP will contest all 36 seats in Mumbai. In the rest of Maharashtra, our colleagues and volunteers are galvanized and preparations are on in full swing, Menon said. AAP is a national party which under the visionary leadership of Arvind Kejriwal had emerged from a people's movement and is now in power in Delhi and Punjab, while it has MLAs in Goa and Gujarat as well as MPs, she asserted. In just 10 years, the AAP has demonstrated the Delhi model of development, under which quality education, healthcare, water and electricity is provided free to all, and that too without corruption and without debt, she said. If Delhi and Punjab can deliver, it is due to Aam Aadmi Party's clean politics and new political culture. The present BJP Shinde Sena-led government has zero political will for public welfare and is instead busy in wholesale corruption, as they are convinced they aren't returning to power, she claimed. The BJP is an anti-Maharashtra and anti-Mumbai party, while the Eknath Shinde government has no time for public welfare and is busy looting the exchequer. See Alex. Not only has the Shinde government committed a fraud on the constitution, but it has also failed on all fronts. Unemployment and inflation have broken the back of the Aam Aadmi common citizens. Agrarian distress and related farmer suicides continue unabated. One of the most industrialized states in India, Maharashtra is no longer the leader in terms of GDP. Taxpayer money is being used as bank guarantees for private cooperatives, she claimed. Socially disadvantaged groups and the marginalized sections of society are increasingly being subjected to violence and discrimination, and the state government is also not serious on the issue of Maratha reservation despite an agitation by activists, Manoj Jarange, she said. There is no public representation in any of the 27 municipal corporations of Maharashtra, including BMC in Mumbai. Mumbai's infrastructure is crumbling. Housing remains an unresolved issue. Slums are becoming increasingly unlivable. The builder and contractor mafias have taken over the city, she claimed. Attacking the BJP, she said, the BJP cannot stand Mumbai's preeminence as India's largest and most cosmopolitan city, which is also the country's financial capital. Mumbai is the engine for India's economic growth. There is a deliberate attempt to kill Mumbai by the BJP through an exodus of projects meant for Mumbai to Gujarat. Chief Minister Eknath Shinde and Deputy CM Devendra Fadnavis have ensured Chief Minister Eknath Shinde and Deputy CM Devendra Fadnavis have ensured that Maharashtra's interest is subservient to that of Gujarat, she alleges. Maharashtra and its people deserve better, and AAP is not just the alternative, but it is the solution, the party's working president Ruben Maskaren has said. This year, the National Council of Educational Research and Training (NCERT) has removed the preamble to the Constitution from a number of Class 3 and Class 6 textbooks. The preamble has been removed from subjects such as Languages and Environmental Studies (EVS). For Class 6, NCERT has only released one book on environmental studies this year. It used to publish 3 novels in the past. Neither the Sanskrit textbook, Dipakam, nor the new Class 6 textbook, Porvi, contain the preamble. The national song and anthem are now included in both of these publications, as reported by the Telegraph. The preamble is not printed in any of the new textbooks for Class 3, including those for Hindi, English, Mathematics, and War Around Us, which has replaced EVS. According to Professor Ranjana Arora, head of NCERT's Department of Curriculum Studies and Development, there is no solid evidence to support the claims that the preamble was removed from the NCERT textbooks. The preamble, fundamental duties, fundamental rights, and the national anthem are among the aspects of the Indian Constitution that the NCERT is now placing a higher priority on for the first time. She further said, all these are being placed in various textbooks of various stages. The understanding that only the preamble reflects the Constitution and constitutional value is flawed and narrow. Why should children not acquire constitutional values from fundamental duties, fundamental rights, and national anthem along with the preamble? We give equal importance to all of these for the holistic development of children following the vision of NEP 2020, she said. The preamble had previously appeared in the first pages of the books of both grades. Preamble is absent from all textbooks from Class 3, however, it is included in only 2 books for Class 6, the Hindi book Malhar and the science book Curiosity. New textbooks for Class 3 and 6 have been released this year with consideration for the recently implemented National Curriculum Framework. Bangladesh President Mohammad Sahabuddin has said that an interim government will be formed after dissolving the parliament. He said this during a meeting with the leaders of various political parties and civil society representatives at Bangab Bhavan in Dhaka in the presence of the chief of 3 forces. President said army will also take measures to normalize the prevailing anarchic situation. The meeting also decided to release Bangladesh Nationalist Party chairperson and former president Mr. Khaleda Zia, who is under house arrest after being convicted in several cases. President Sahabuddin also ordered the release of all students arrested during the ongoing protests. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina resigned and left the country in a military aircraft yesterday. Army stepped in to fill the power vacuum. Inter-Services Public Relations ISPR, the Army's media wing, said that Army Chief Waqar Uzzaman will meet with the representatives of the students and teachers very soon. General Jaman said all government and semi-government offices, private offices, factories, and all educational institutions, including schools, colleges, madrasas, and universities, will open today. Min Aung Hlaing, the military leader, said that cities and villages in Chin State were damaged due to CNF. Min Aung Hlaing, the leader of the terrorist military council, has alleged that the Chin National Army, CNF, collaborated with PDF, are destroying cities and villages in Chin State. Min Aung Hlaing gave a speech about the security situation of the country after the military took over the Northeast Regional Military Headquarters, Ramkha, based in Lasio City. CNF has cooperated with PDF, named terrorist groups and created wars in Chinland, so the social and economic lives of the people of the province who are living peacefully in Chinland have been damaged, in towns such as Phalam, Matupi, Lailin, Pi, Mintat, Chinland have also been damaged, said the military leader. I was just bragging about it. On the other hand, the truth about the damage are caused by the terrorist military council and destroyed more than 2,000 public homes and more than 100 Christian buildings since 2021, when it began to take unlawful power from the citizens. Several U.S. personnel have been injured after a suspected rocket attack on an American military base in Iraq, U.S. officials have said. The attack comes as U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said the Middle East was at a critical moment following the killings of senior leaders of Hamas and Hezbollah. Officials told the BBC's partner CBS News that the AI Asak air base in western Iraq was attacked and that they are still assessing the damage. They have not yet said who was behind the attack. Security forces told CBS that 2 Katyusha rockets were fired at the base and that 1 had fallen inside the base. We can confirm that there was a suspected rocket attack today against U.S. and coalition forces at Al-Assad Air Base, Iraq, said a Department of Defense spokesperson. Initial indications are that several U.S. personnel were injured. Base personnel are conducting a post-attack damage assessment, the spokesperson added. It is unclear how many U.S. personnel were injured. A senior U.S. military official said no critical injuries such as loss of limbs have been reported at this time, and no service members were killed. President Joe Biden was briefed on the suspected attack, a White House official said. In a statement on X, Mr. Biden said he and Vice President Kamala Harris were briefed in the Situation Room on development on the Middle East. We received updates on threats posed by Iran and its proxies, diplomatic efforts to de-escalate regional tensions, and preparations to support Israel should it be attacked again, the president said. We also discussed the steps we are taking to defend our forces and respond to any attack against our personnel in a manner and place of our choosing. The attack comes after the U.S. carried out a strike in Iraq last week that was described as an act of self-defense against militants who officials said were preparing to launch drones against U.S. and coalition forces in the region. Tensions have been escalating following the death of a Hamas leader, Ismail Haniyeh, who was killed in Tehran last Wednesday by a blast at his guest house. Iran's Revolutionary Guard IRGC has accused Israel of killing Haniyeh and said it was supported by the U.S. Israel has not commented on Haniyeh's death. Also last week, Israel said it killed a top Hezbollah commander in an airstrike on a southern suburb of Beirut, Lebanon's capital. Both Iran and Hezbollah have threatened to retaliate against Israel for the killings. The Al-Assad base was attacked in January this year by Iranian-backed militants who launched ballistic missiles and rockets, most of which were intercepted, U.S. Central Command said at the time. A number of U.S. personnel were assessed for traumatic brain injuries after the attack, while at least 1 Iranian service member was wounded. The airbase has been used by the U.S. since 2004, following the invasion of Iraq, and has been visited by former U.S. President George W. Bush and later Donald Trump. Around 500 inmates escaped from Sirpur district jail in Bangladesh after miscreants stormed the facility on Monday as the anti-government protests in the capital Dhaka concluded with the ouster of longtime leader Sheikh Hasina. The attackers, armed with sticks and local weapons, breached the jail gate and set fire to the buildings between 4:30 p.m. and 5:30 p.m., United News of Bangladesh reported. During the chaos, they also torched the Sadar police station and vandalized various district offices, including the district election office and Sonali Bank. The Bangladeshi outlet said that authorities have suspended 77 officials, including the jail superintendent and prison guards. The attack occurred amid curfew, and the deputy commissioner of Sirpur, Abdullah Al-Khairun, reported that multiple establishments in the district were set ablaze and damaged. On Tuesday, Bangladesh descended into chaos as Hasina fled the country in a military aircraft, while the army stepped in to fill the power vacuum after days of anti-government protests that have killed more than 300 people. After protesters took to the streets in Dhaka, Bangladesh Army Chief General Waqar-uz-Zaman announced that the 76-year-old Prime Minister has resigned. The coordinators of the anti-discrimination student movement have announced that Nobel laureate Dr. Muhammad Yunus will be the chief advisor to the interim government in Bangladesh. In a video posted on social media early Tuesday morning, Nahid Islam, one of the key coordinators of the movement, said that Professor Yunus has agreed to take on this crucial responsibility at the call of the student community to save the country, the Daily Star newspaper reported. This development came after President Mohammad Sahabuddin said an interim government would be formed after dissolving the parliament as soon as possible. In a televised address to the nation late Monday night, the president also ordered the release of former Prime Minister Khaleda Zia, who is under house arrest after being convicted in several cases. That is all for today's news, and have a pleasant evening ahead.